Greetings again, fellow captains. Welcome back, Grease Gaming, with another video. That's right. Alright, so we've been holding this on the back burner a little bit, and I don't want to hold that much longer. It's been a couple days since everything's been coming out, except the one ship, but nonetheless, I think you guys know what I'm talking about. The new light cruiser line for the British, not British, wow, I say that. Go on, dope, knock it up, let's make it!
Be gone, fuck!
American light cruisers, and there's a bunch of them out here and a couple changes. So currently I have all the ships here currently at my disposal, so we're gonna go over all those here today. I'll put my 2 cents on what everything so far what I've gotten, and we'll go from there. So let's start with tier, let's see here, not tier 7, tier 6. Let's start with the tier 9. That I think is a perfect ship to work on, and we can get our 2 cents on, and then we'll go from there. I think that's the best thing we can do for us in this game. So that would be the Buffalo, tier 9. So tier 9 Buffalo is a complete tier, different than everything in here. So Baltimore, bye bye. So we're gonna match that with this ship. What's gonna be changing? Reload's gonna be 13 seconds instead of 15. Longer reload than this ship currently. Weaponry and V-hull is going to include 16 dual 20 mils, 4 dual Bofors, twin Bofors, 11 quad Bofors, and then 6 dual purpose 5-inch gun turrets like these suckers are. 5 of these, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like this ship. Oh, this ship has 6. Well, then that has more. Oh, wait, no, it has 6. Okay, I apologize. It does have 6. So it's very much like this ship, except the difference between the Buffalo and this one is it's the 152mm guns. Sorry, the 6-inch guns. Sorry, not the other ones. And has 4 turrets, more AA, and a little better on the, kind of pretty bad with the concealment. Nothing shown here about the concealment. Tier's going to be at 27mm instead of 25, so until I get full paper sheets on this thing, I think for tier 9 that seems okay, but it feels like that's going to be the struggle bus in this game. But then again, remember, it's all going to count on that concealment like this ship. I got with concealment expert on this ship with the gun range because it needs that for this ship for sure, tier 9. And then put a concealment expert on the commander. I was able to drop it down to 9.7. If I can do that about the same with this ship compared to Buffalo, I think I have something to work with. Now let's go down a tier, and let's go down to tier 8. We're going down the numbers because it's a little easier to work with. This is the ex-Baltimore, so we're keeping the ship shown here because it is the it's a Baltimore. It's now going to be called Pittsburgh, tier 8. And the stats were corrected accordingly. The main battery guns, here's the kicker, folks. You only get the module to mount the 55 Mark 15s. It says here the main battery mount, so I'm guessing. Okay. So the base module gun is gone, but the buffed one's going to remain as the main gun. Apparently you're not going to have a research gun. So you're keeping the guns you have currently here if you haven't upgraded to tier, this tier, tier 9. Reload time was increased from 10 to 13 seconds. So you're going to have it have the 13-second reload, just like the tier above it. Still going to have damage control, defensive fire AA, or hydroacoustic, a catapult fighter, or surveillance radar. Or. So you're not going to have this ability here. You're either going to get this, the radar, which the radar is going to be either, you can use the radar or the fighter. Hydroacoustic, you either get that or the defensive AA. Oops, I did not mean to hit that button. You idiot, Raz! And, let's see here. The hull's been replaced with HP pulls and consumable stats are now relevant to the tier. The AA on the B hull's going to remain, so what you got here for AA-wise, this is what you're going to get. And then on top of that, the hull's plating has been increased from it's been decreased from 27 to 25 millimeters. So now the hull's a little weaker, and it's going from a tier 9 to a tier 8. 16-inch guns. You might go against a Masashi too, which is 18-inch. I'm not 100% for it. This thing was already pretty squishy enough as it is, especially with the Citadel being very exposed at that edge of that order line. That even angled 152 millimeters on that edge there is still not going to be enough. You're going to get hit. They're going to have to do, like, you're going to have to be playing some heavy skills to actually do good in that ship. I'm not kind of looking forward to it. But, hey, I'll play it later on when we actually get these ships out. And I'll put further 2 cents on it. Alright, let's go to the next tier. Tier 7. This is going to be the X-New Orleans. So all we have to do for New Orleans is get down here. Now it's going to be called Astoria, which did actually was sunk in World War II. So that actually is a ship. So I let you kind of looking forward to seeing it. So what's the difference? Well, the main battery 203mm module can no longer be mounted. The main battery, only the researchable one is. So you get the buffed one, but you lose the older one. Reload time is increased though 1 second, so it's again 13 seconds to fire the guns, and the detectability was increased a little bit from 11.82 to 12.42. I can see why. It is going from a tier 8 to a tier 7, and it's still got some pretty good guns at that tier. You're going to get the defensive fire, damage control, or the hydroacoustic instead of the defensive fire, and the fighter. HP pool irrelevant to the AA on the B hull remain the same on the New Orleans. The numbers of preliminary are subject to change, so remember guys, that's number crunching wise, that's still going to be changing. But what you got here for AA, because I do have the B hull here, that's what you're going to get. That's your anti-air defense. A lot of single 5-inchers all over the edge, a couple Bofors sitting on the sides, a couple Bofors sitting on the butt of the ship, a couple single 20 mils hanging around different areas of the nest, but that's it. And remember, you have only this 127mm play here on the edge, a 5-inch play, protecting you from any serious gunfire. So you're basically a flying citadel walking around. Unless you actually are not a complete idiot, I think you can actually handle yourself. It's going to be difficult for that tier, but I think for tier 7, especially with certain ships out there, I think you can work with it. So we'll see what happens. Again, I feel a little uncomfortable with some of the ships already, but hey, it's like the kid who has to eat its medicine. Not thrilled about it, but it's gonna be something to, I guess you gotta take it. Now for the one that actually a lot of people have been saying, not looking forward to this. And I first thoughts initially was okay. I can kind of work with it. I think I can work with this. It's like the little kid who said, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. And then after watching another video from another person that I wish not to speak of, then I went, yeah.
Yeah.
There's going to be problems with me here, sir. I might have to bring out the pitchforks. So, Tier 7 Pensacola is going to go down to Tier 6 and being called Salt Lake City. And you only have the base module guns without any changes to the stats and the detectability being increased. Sounds a lot like fun, right? Yeah, no it doesn't. The base guns, if I put these up, the reason why nobody likes them is because the turning of these guns are 38.3. Now, understandably, remember, they're 203mm guns at Tier 6. That's some serious punch for a cruiser. But remember, I said before, it's the stock ones. So with expert marksman on this thing, the guns turn faster. But it's only changing to make these have a turning circle of I'm waiting for, you know, an hour and a half for it to do what I want it to do. Not looking forward to it. But if that's the only grape I have, then what the hell am I saying? You know, what are you really saying, Raz? Alright, so let's finish off this last little bit with the Tier 6 that's getting buffed up. The classic Cleveland that everybody loves. Well, most people love. Because the reason why, it's got that spaced armor for the Citadel. And it makes this thing excessively difficult to Citadel. However, it can get Citadel, so be careful, folks, if you're an idiot. But this ship is going from Tier 6 up 2 tiers to Tier 8. Now, Raz, what's happening? Well, here we go, folks. Stats are going to be changing, are being corrected accordingly, so here is what I've gotten, alright? You're not going to have the base module, you're only have the research module. The gun turning is going to go from 5.5 degrees a second to 10 degrees a second, so you're going to have a better turning. The reload time is going to go from, decrease from 8 to 7 seconds. The ship's detectability is going to go from 13.4 to 11.88 kilometers. You're going to be able to get hydroacoustic and defensive fire consumables in now different slots. Surveillance radar has been added to the alternative to hydroacoustic. The catapult fighter has been replaced by spotting aircraft, and the HP pool has now been relevant for the tier. A-hull stats of the Cleveland's B is the new B, and the B has an improvement. On the on the B hull, you're going to have 9 twin Olerkin 20 mils. So you're gonna have twin 20 mils, 9 of them. You're gonna have 6 twin Bofors, and you're gonna have 4 quad Bofors, and then 6 twin dual purpose 5-inchers. That's AA accordingly to this. So it's gonna be all over the place. I mean, we do have the Bofors currently now, and you got 6 of the twins, which we have 6 of the twins now. But we don't have the quad Bofors. So what I see here, if they're adding 4 of these, where? It's pretty tight squeeze enough as it is with the Cleveland here. The only place I could see is 2 in the back here. We're pulling off some of these single twins here, Olerkins, because there's 13 singles all over this ship. Pull some of the singles and switch them out for quads, duals, because you can add 9. So 3 in the back are gone for my ideal. The 2 in the front could turn into twins. It's going to be a tight squeeze. So let's see here. 3 gone. That reduces you to 10. Now you only got to remove. We only need to remove 1. Perhaps on the nose you could pull off the nose ones and put the Beaufort on the front. But I don't 100% know what they're planning. But if they're going to do something here, they could put the Beauforts in the back, maybe the Beauforts here or here in between the 5-inch gun to have those quad Beauforts that they were talking about possibly being put in this ship. But I digress because I really can't tell you what they're really doing. I really don't 100% sure. All the stats are currently, as I said before, are scheduled to change, and to me, I guess it'll be interesting to play. But apparently everybody's saying the tier 9 is going to be good. The tier 10, I haven't heard anything, but all I heard it was going to be is taking Atlanta and make it even more of a scumbag for tier 10. Sounds like a lot of fun, right? Well, then again, I guess with Wargaming, that's their projects. They want to have it unique, they want to be crazy, they want all kinds of crazy things. So, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, folks, I think that's all I can say about what's currently going on. That's all the ships currently on the new American cruiser splits. I was having a video that was going to come out that was going to be on this, and they added more content, so I said, you know what? Send that other one to the ends of the earth and do this one, because that makes much more sense. But again, I digress. So folks, if you guys have any thoughts about what you want to see for the American cruiser line, let me know in the down below. If you guys want to see any of these ships when they first come out and you actually want me to do reviews on them, let me know as well. I mean, honestly, put your 2 cents down there. What are you guys thinking? What are you thinking about these new cruisers? I'm actually kind of curious. I mean, the stats are currently going to be changing off and on, and we'll keep updating ourselves on this, all of us. But let's have a formal discussion as us fair gentlemen of what do you think is going to happen. Until then, I hope to see you in the next video all. See you again, and enjoy yourselves on the high seas. Take care.